What about Larry?
That's another guy. Larry and I, we played against each other like 12, 13 years. We never shook hands, never spoke.
Really?
Never. I mean, as the great players back then, you didn't want another great player to get that close to you.
Yeah.
So none of us liked each other, never spoke. I didn't speak to him for 13 years straight.
I love Larry even more hearing that.
Hey, another guy,
'Cause he was
you
a dog.
don't have any idea how good he was if you hadn't played against him.
And the shit talking too, right?
Hey, listen, first time I played against him, I'm a rookie. I'm glad to be in the league. I'm in the Boston Garden, and I'm guarding him, right? First play of the game, he said, I don't know why you got you guarding me, Holmes. I was like, huh? He shoots a three. And I wasn't mad he made the three. I said, but this some bitch called me Holmes. And so the next play, I'm pissed. So he comes out, he shifts to his right, and I jump. I said, I got him. And I'm pumping it by my head, and I banged it on him, right? And he on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I'm like, what? He said, I like you. You got balls. He said, I'm still getting 30 on your ass tonight. He got about 37.
Yeah.
But I wasn't mad because I'm paying my dues. That's Larry,
Yeah, yeah.
But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me.
He respected you to
Because
back down.
he knew I was going to keep coming. He and I, again, never talked until we retired. And he had an interview where they was talking about trash talking. And he said, I never said things to offend anybody. He said, you take Dominique. And he said, I said some things to Nick, and he would just smile at me.
Mm-hmm.
But he understood what that smile was about.
Yeah.
He said he just came to play. He said, I have more respect for him than any player I ever played against. I never knew he felt that way.
Wow.
And that was a major, major respect. That was one of the few times he's ever said anything to me. Now, today, we're friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we're not competitors anymore.
No more, yeah.
And so I've always, when you talk about Larry, I give him the utmost respect because of who he was to play. Again, and I'm talking about guys that if you haven't played against them,
You got no idea.
you have no idea because they take your heart.
6'9".
You think you tough, they take your heart. He's 6'10".
6'10". What a
Playing
skill
small
set.
forward.
What's
With
his
a
skill?
skill-
Talk to us about his skill
His
set.
skill
though.
set, first of all, he had a basketball IQ off the chart.
Yeah.
His skill set, he had very few weaknesses, and he can beat you in anyway, be the passing, scoring, rebounding. He just knew how to play. Very smart player. And it's not a lot of guys that have that type of basketball IQ along with skill that beat you like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I played against him, I had to bring my A game every night. And when we played in one of the greatest games, in the 7th game in Boston Garden, where he guaranteed a win because we blew our opportunity in Atlanta to beat them, to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And so the article came out, right? And this is another crazy thing, man. So he said, Atlanta blew their opportunity. I'm guaranteeing a win next game. So we come out of the locker room in Boston. So I stopped in the hallway. I said, look, we're going to win this goddamn game. I said, if you ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war, don't come out here. I said, whoever guard me, I ain't going to have a long fucking night. Unfortunately, he was telling his teammates the same thing down the other. And the game was pretty close. And I went out for a blow in the third quarter. Larry only had 12 points in the third quarter. And I remember Kevin Willis reaching across me and pointing at Larry, but he said, don't let this son bitch score anymore tonight. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't awake a sleeping giant. Well, he ended up with 34 that night. He had 20 in the fourth quarter. We had that famous shootout between us at the end of that fourth quarter. And I tell you today, I'm mad at Kevin. I said, Kevin, man, why you just didn't sit? Don't say it. Leave him alone. But it was guys like that. And he's one of the guys of many in the league in that era, took things personal. If you said something that wasn't, they didn't say nothing to you, but they showed it to you on the court. Well, I love playing with guys like that and against guys like that.
I mean, obviously you didn't get to play them much because in the Western Conference, but Magic.
I played against him a lot. And when you talk about point guards, greatest point guards ever, okay, what is your real definition of that? That
Magic Johnson, my
determined,
definition.
to me,
Make
he's the
the
greatest
teammates
point
better.
guard ever because of what he did and first of all, in the conference, in that Western Conference, and they had some monsters out there, and they dominated them. And Magic Johnson brought a different level of basketball to LA
Yeah.
that they had never seen. It was that Showtime Lakers. That's all Magic. I mean, Magic, man. Magic. I'm gonna tell you what, Magic's funny. He's very strategic. I can say this because I'm an old man now, I'm married, and all that good stuff. So tell you what he did my rookie year. So we check in the hotel, and I've been in my room about 30 seconds. Man, I had my bag, so didn't need anybody to bring my bag. So when I hear a knock at the door, and I look at the people, it's tall lady with brown hair, green eye. I'm like, who the hell is this at our door, right? So I open the door, right? And she said, compliments from Mervyn Magic Johnson. Scared the hell out of me. I said, no.
You didn't let her in?
No, sir.
Oh, you should have sent her to Jack's room.
I like, cause I know as a rookie, I'm scared. But I knew what he was doing.
Right. Compliments to Irvin Johnson.
Yeah. Huh? Green eyes, too.
Man.
I don't know if I opened that door with green eyes.
Magic was, man, he was funny. But, Magic kind of helped discover me when I came out of college. Even though I was third overall pick, I traveled with them in the summer before I even played a single game. So I played with all the best players in the summer. Magic, Moses, Bird, Dr. J.
Where would you guys do that at?
We would travel all over the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were like
summer league pickup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I came in the league, I was like, man, this is easy. I already
seen
play with the best players, And then later, we got Jordan who came in. He would play with us. And, it was just so many guys. Karl Malone, Stockton, everybody was playing, And I ain't talking about just run up and down. I'm talking about going at it.
Hooping, yeah.
We were hooping. But that's what made the game fun, man. So, hey, I was really, privileged to play against guys like that.
You on record saying that the 80s was the 80s Eastern Conference was the best conference ever. 80s Eastern Conference against the 2000 West Conference. How that's gonna look?
The 80s Eastern Conference
against the 2000 Western Conference.
Well, that's a tough one, boy.
That West had some big boys.
Oh boy, they had some
Tim
big
Duncan,
boys.
Rasheed Wallace, Chris Webber, Shaq.
They had some big boys.
KG, Dirk the Whiskey.
They had some big boys.
Kobe. They had
that would be a great matchup. That would be a great matchup.
Yeah, I think y'all had more guards. They had more bigs.
We had a lot of guards, but we had some forwards though, boy.
Yeah.
We had some forwards.
Y'all ain't had Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, none of that.
We ain't care. We ain't care about none of that.
I know.
We ain't care about none of that. We ain't care about none of that. But anyway, you talking about Dr. J, myself, Bird.
Dr. J always
Bernard King. Man, let me tell you something.
Nobody
ever talked about this guy.
Nobody
ever talked
to us.
I never feared anybody I've ever played against. That's the only man that ever scared the hell out of me.
Bernard King.
Tell us why, though. Tell us why.
Know why? Because he's getting 40, ain't shit you can do about it.
And he can score every
Ain't nothing you can do about it. He was the only guy I couldn't sleep the night before I had to play against him. Because he's getting 40.
He said he could score anywhere on the court,
And so coach, you said, when you guard Bernard, meet him at half court. I'm like, I'm not meeting him at half court. But I found very quickly what he meant.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't meet him at half court, you were like this. He was gone.
Yeah.
I remember when I played against him, it was one game, and like I said, I just couldn't sleep. So I said, I know he's going to get 40. I said, so I'm going to get 40, and we just call it a walk, because I ain't killed myself trying to chase this guy. Because you can't stop him. So when we went in the Hall of Fame, he asked me would I introduce him. I like, me? You never spoke to me. We had no type of friendship. But I was privileged. I was honored because that's BK.
Yeah.
Man, I said, before we go up the steps, man, and be honest, I said, man, I ain't never feared anybody. I said, you're the only guy ever scared the shit out of me. And he's laughing. I said, man, why are you laughing? He said, because you scared the shit out of me too. I was like, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, my chest got big after he said that, right? But it just shows you that none of those guys let you get that close to him when we was competitors, man. And that's what made the game more fun. And it made you compete even harder because you never knew what was going on in his head. You knew he was going to come at you, and you had to guard that guy too.
Yeah,
I'm not going to guard the power forward because they had a license to kick your ass. I'm not playing his position. So we had enough problem at that small forward position, and we had a lot of them. And another guy you talk about, Mark Aguirre.
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
Big draws, man.
Big draws.
He was. Let me tell you, man. He was a load to deal with. To me, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
To me.
Take us back. You sitting in the room, table 5, guys from the 80s, your era, talking about the evolution of the game. How would that go?
Yeah, you know what? We give all eras their respect because we had to learn from somebody, right? So we learned from the guys before us. Yep. And so we always appreciate basketball and every level. We talk about it, but the one thing we will say is that it's their time. We've had our time. But I hate when try to shit on us.
Yeah, diminish
to
what y'all
prove
done.
their point.
Right. You can't
They
do
don't
that.
have to do that, you
Right.
know, because, great is great. Don't care what area you're in.
Mhm.
But, don't use path area to elevate yourself.
Yeah.
Because we never did that to guys like, look, I'm never going to say I'm better than Wilt Chamberlain or Russell, or I was just with Oscar Robertson earlier.
We had him right,
We were
just
just
sitting right there.
And we appreciated you guys, because
Yes.
we learned from y'all, you know? And so
That's how we feel about y'all.
Yeah, because we're like, anytime I get a chance to talk to guys before me, man, I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure for me. And I've never thought that I was bigger than the game, because nobody's bigger than the game.
Right.
Because it's always one coming behind you,
Mm-hmm.
So no one person is going to be bigger. You can be an iconic figure of the game, in which we have a lot of guys who fits that bill, but the game going to keep evolving with or without you.